What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Hands-On channel, and I apologize for my hiatus here lately. It seems like I've been saying that a lot lately, and the reason why my video content has gone down, we're going to talk about some of that in this video here because I've prepared something for you guys. Hopefully you'll be entertained by this. I find a lot of it kind of funny, tongue-in-cheek a little bit, but a lot of it's dead-on accurate as well. So I'm calling this my airing of my YouTube grievances for 2025. Okay, so I'm sure a lot of you guys have complaints and grievances that you could list about YouTube and your experience here. You know, from the ads to the the on and on and on. We're going to get into all of it here because I've written it down in list format for you guys. Top 11 things that just bug the crap out of me, not only as a viewer of YouTube content, but as a creator here on the platform. So let's get right into it. This stuff is so crystal clear to me that I really don't even need my anti-communist glasses to read this. Let's get into it. Number one thing that YouTube needs to work on if they want to have a thriving, good platform into the future. It's the ads, man. I mean, whether it's the type of ads, the length of ads, the quantity of ads, it's just over the top, man. Okay, so the type of ads, let's talk about that from a viewer's perspective. Okay, from a viewer's perspective, you're going to see a lot of stuff that has nothing to do with any problems that you may even have in the next 10 years, such as erectile dysfunction. Okay, you're going to get advertisements for that sort of stuff, even if you're not having any problems with any issues like that. Okay. So they're going to give you all these and all kinds of other medical stuff, like medical commercials that you probably want to talk to your doctor about. Now, some of them seem like they're AI generated, and we're going to get into that here in a little bit. But, I mean, my God, just the types of ads, I'm not really describing what I'm trying to say here very well. But there's just so many over the top ads. I'm sure you guys can point them out. And, just, my God, the length, okay? I'll tell you kind of how I do it. I'm just like you. I use my phone. I set it on. I've got a pretty loud speaker on my phone, so I set it up when I'm taking a shower so I can listen to a podcast, or maybe I missed the Tim Pool show or something like that, and I want to see, whatever it is that I'm watching that day. I want to see it or I want to hear it while I'm in the shower. So I'll crank it up and I'll turn it on, and inevitably, I don't know if they know that I'm in the shower and I can't skip the commercial or what, but I swear to you guys, I've seen them play like 30-minute long commercials before. I'm like, man, when is this damn commercial going to end? I'm like thinking about like getting out half soaking wet and like trying to touch the thing, but I don't want to damage my phone, right? So I don't know if that's just me. And it's not just in the shower. I'm a mechanic, so I work on stuff. There's times when I'm not recording, I'll set up a podcast playing in the background or whatever, and I'll just kind of halfway be listening to it, as I'm working. 9 times out of 10, some commercial comes on and it's like 20 or 30 minutes long, and I have to go over there with greasy hands. I can't touch the phone. You guys know what I'm talking about. And then there's the quantity of ads. There's just far too many freaking ads. Okay. Now there are some, brave ways around that. If you're willing to ride the Firefox or something like that, there's some things you can do. And yeah, I'm kind of speaking coded, and we're going to criticize that later. So don't think me too much of a hypocrite, but I am just like everybody else. I'm just a regular person. Okay. So, from the viewer's perspective and from the creator's perspective, the ads are over the top. And let me tell you something. I mean, you guys that don't know me, maybe this is the first time you've ever clicked on any of my videos. I'm a conservative. Okay. I'm pretty diehard. I've got some libertarian leanings, but if I had to classify myself, I'd say I'm a conservative, a Republican. So automatically, they don't like me. They don't like me. Okay. That's just we'll summarize it that way. But I oftentimes come on here when something's really just driving me up the wall and I want to voice my opinion about a certain subject matter. I'll come on here and make videos about that, right? Kind of my mini rants. Some people like them, some people unsubscribe. That's cool, whatever. But I have made some rants about like specific topics, and my wife will tell me later, she'll be like, oh yeah, by the way, I watched your video, and did you know they were running Kamala Harris ads in your video where you were warning everybody the dangers of Kamala Harris? That's just one example. So oftentimes it's the opposite view of whatever viewpoint that I'm pushing or trying to say, and it's really not that I'm pushing. I'm just a guy out here, a mechanic. I don't care if you think exactly like me or not. In fact, it'd be kind of creepy if you thought exactly like me, right? I mean, everybody's a little different. But my point in making these videos is so that other people that maybe are trying to process this stuff will have some place to, something to look at. And I try to provide proof and documentation and stuff like that, but it doesn't matter. YouTube is running an open opposition campaign against anything that I say. So let me know down in the comments. Am I wrong? Am I missing something here? I mean, do I like making money when people click on my video and I get ads on my video? Sure, I do. But I'd never want videos. I've gone into my own videos as a creator and deleted about 20 ads on video. I'm not kidding you guys. They will put so many ads. You got to pay attention to that and stay on top of it, or else people that are viewing your content will think you're some kind of greedy miser when you had no control of how many ads they were going to put in there. So just be careful as a creator, but know that also as a viewer, it's not always up to the creator. If they're not really paying close attention to that, YouTube will load it up with ads and you won't even know it. So, and if you are a creator, one thing you have to do, even though I know I have to edit my own videos and I get tired of looking at my own self on the camera and editing myself and things like that. You get tired of it, but you have to do yourself a favor. Go find a device that's not the same device that you uploaded, like use your phone or something, and watch your video and see how many commercials you put in. So as soon as you release it, go watch it and you'll see if they've loaded you up or not. The other way is you go into the creator studio and just check before you make it live. But anyway, guys, I think we're all sick of the over-the-top ads. It's not that we're saying get rid of all of them. We obviously see that there's an economy, a creator economy here that we don't want to disrupt. But man, enough's enough. Let's get some better quality ads and promote them, line them up with the kind of content that's being created. For one thing, it makes no sense to run a Kamala Harris commercial on a channel like mine. Most of the time, the left is not going to sit through more than, 30 seconds of my rants and ramblings and stuff like that, right? I mean, so it makes no sense. The only reason they're doing it is to be the antithesis of everything that, in my opinion, is good through the perspective of my worldview. Anyway, moving on. Number 2. This one will go a little quicker because I think we can all relate to this one. Clickbait bullshit titles. That's right. I said bullshit. I cussed. I'm sorry. If you got kids in the room, well, they're going to hear it sooner or later anyway. Might as well be from me. At least it was used appropriately, okay? You have to call it bullshit because that's what it is. How many times, guys, over the years have your favorite creators will do these clickbait things like, oh, you won't believe what happened when I tried to do X, Y, Z. And, they'll show some thumbnail that has nothing to do with what's going on, the content, right? So we all get tired of that, the clickbait BS. I've tried very hard not to do that. I have done it. I'm not going to lie. I've done it on some of my war videos and different things like that when I'm talking about World War III or I'm trying to get attention on a topic matter that I think is very important, right? I will do it. I don't like having to do it though. I wish there was another way where we didn't have to use clickbait or any of that crap. And lately, if you've noticed, most of the time I'm just putting up my image. I'm just letting YouTube pick the image. Whatever image they pick, I might be looking like this, or something weird. And that's usually the ones that they do. But I'm just going to go ahead and use that. You guys know me, you know my face, you know my voice, you know I'm a real person. I'm not some talking head, Max Headroom kind of a guy. And it's getting hard to distinguish that sort of stuff. But yeah, clickbait bullshit titles. sick and tired of it. On to the same, this is kind of a continuation. So this might be considered like 2.A or 2. Yeah, I guess that's a way to say it. So it's number 2, category A. Thumbnails and exaggerated facial expressions such as shocked, scared. What's the other one? Surprised. I mean, they're almost all the same face, right? You know what I'm talking about, right? I mean, how many times, I'll tell you the truth, guys, if I see creators doing that, I will not click on their video. If I see, you know, or some stupid shit like that, because I'm like, man, how low will you go? How low will you go? Well, I'll tell you how low they'll go. A lot of these people will put their significant other, usually it's female persuasion, in super hot yoga pants, right? Those ones, you know, the ones that have the little, you know, I don't know, the accentuation line that goes up the buttocks, right? You know, the one, and they'll have her big old fat ass sticking out there on the thumbnail. And that's so, you know, 1.2 million young men will click on that thing, right? And it's just not right, man. If you're willing to, it's a sort of selling yourself out, whether that's the thumbnail, the surprise face, the weirdness, you know what I'm saying, guys? I mean, it's beneath you as a human being to act that way. And therefore, I refrain from doing that sort of stuff. But, you know, that's just my opinion. Maybe you love clicking on the surprise face thumbnails. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. Maybe I should put one of my stupid surprise faces as the thumbnail. Maybe I'd get a lot more views, make a lot more of that money, because that's what it's all about, right? Well, for me, it wasn't about that. It was just because I thought it was fun and I wanted to share some things and perspectives that maybe other people hadn't thought of. But yeah, I just think it's over the top. We're just going to call that number 3 because I did number it that way. Thumbnails and exaggerated facial expressions. Sick and tired of it. Okay, number 4. Who's with me out there? I'm going to make a statement here, a pretty bold statement. I hate shorts. I hate them. I hate them, okay? Even if they have, I've clicked on a few that have been sort of informative and sort of informational, and I'm like, okay. Like, I'll tell you an example, because I hate shorts so much, I rarely ever click on them. But like if I'm searching for some specific thing, like a review video on a product that I'm about to pull the trigger on, and there's not much information about that product out there, I have been known to, you know, go into the short territory a little bit. Well, here's one of the problems with shorts. They're extremely pushed and promoted by YouTube, okay? They're trying to get every creator to make all the shorts. They're trying to get you to, all my videos that I make, even this one, they want me to break it up into shorts and all, you know, upload it over there in little sections. And I just think, I don't know, man, that's bullshit. If you've got ADD so bad that you can't sit through a video like this, then I'm sorry, then this is probably not the channel for you. That's what I'm saying. I've done a couple of shorts because YouTube pushed them so hard, but there's very few things like automotive related or even my political opinions that I can give a conclusive instructional whatever, you know, thing, or give my whole opinion in the 30 seconds, although they have length in them. I think some of them now are like 2 minutes or something, which doesn't even seem the same anymore. And I think they were trying to compete with TikTok. And I think TikTok and shorts are the garbage bin of the internet. Okay. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've thought, oh, well, that sounds sort of interesting. This person's fixing to tell me how to do X, Y, Z. And then I go and actually click on the video and they do everything but tell you the X, Y, Z that they promised they were going to tell you in the thumbnail. So, I mean, I don't know. I hate shorts. They're pushed everywhere by YouTube. Oh, get this one. And scrolling, okay? I showed my wife this the other day because I was like, you know, you want to know what's wrong? It ain't just, how can I say this? I probably can't say it. You know, we're going to get into this here in a minute too. But it ain't just the oldest industry in the world, let's say it that way. And, you know, related to like, you know, nudes and women doing things on camera and stuff like that. sexualized content is what I'm talking about. I'll be scrolling, like I click on some, here lately I've been looking up mini excavators. So I clicked on one because I was like, oh, hey, I think that's that little mini excavator that I was interested in. And I clicked on it and I made the mistake of scrolling down. And the next one down underneath it, however you say it, the very next one was an excavator. But then I was like, well, okay, there was 2 in a row that were excavators. That was kind of neat. I did it one more time. And it was this woman who was, I'm going to guess she was probably mid-40s, okay? And she was clearly standing there in the tightest yoga pants I think I've ever seen, except for she was showing off camel toe, okay? That was what her whole channel was about, okay? It was camel toe. I wasn't thinking about camel toe at that moment until I scrolled to that thing. You see what I'm saying? Now all of a sudden I'm thinking about this 45-year-old woman's camel toe. I wasn't looking for that shit. That's what I'm saying, is they seem to have nothing in common. There's no common thread from one to the next, so you'll be scrolling along. Well, what happens if all of a sudden you were looking at an excavator and here comes your young wife and she sees, oh, I see you watching that fucking camel toe video. How many divorces, and maybe not divorces, but fights, I mean major fights, has some stupid shit like that caused, okay? And here YouTube is making me block out stuff because they say it's too violent when you see Antifa rioting in the streets of, you know, Portland or whatever, right? You get what I'm saying? Their standards are just so out there that the only thing you could call them is communism, because that's what they are. But I hate shorts. I'm going to say it again over and over and over. Let me know, do you hate shorts? It's just, oh God. I'm not saying there's never any good ones, but it's like 1 out of 5 if you're lucky, or 1 out of 10 that's good if you're lucky. So number 5, reaction videos. You want to see the most non-creative types that are out there on the internet. Mostly it's reactionary type videos, okay? And what am I talking about? I'm talking about these people that will take someone else's content, like my content right here, and they'll insert themselves over here and move me over to the side and be like, oh, well, everything that guy said was wrong. Here's why. Well, that's not a freaking debate, okay? That's one person picking your argument apart where you have no recourse. You have no way to talk back. So it's not a debate, but they act like oftentimes it is a debate. But yeah, I hate that. There's very few people, I'm going to say it, there's really only one, there's 2 people, 2 channels, I guess we'll say, that I like watching their reaction videos from time to time. One of them, and it's a little bit different because it's Donut Operator, okay? The guy that was an ex-policeman, and he goes over these police videos and stuff, and sometimes it's pretty funny. He's got a good personality. I like him, and I like the Hodge twins, okay? Other than that, all these other reactionary videos, people that, I mean, a lot of them sound like their English is not their first language. Let's just put it that way. It's become very popular for non-creative types to take anything that they find, whether that's music or a movie or whatever it may be, a TV show, and react about a viral video and react about it. I'm burnt out on it, okay? I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. Be creative. Go make your own video. Good God Almighty. They like to provide commentary on this content that they didn't even create, okay? It's lazy, and oftentimes it's presented as if you're watching the original creator of the video. So they'll be like, oh, you won't believe what Will Smith said. And then it's like, or the slap when Will Smith slapped Chris Rock, right? They'll be like, oh, the Will Smith slap on Chris Rock, and blah, blah, blah. And they're all reacting to it. It's just, I don't know, man. It's just, God, it's so unoriginal, non-creative, and lazy that it shouldn't be done. And they shouldn't be popular, but they are for some stupid reason. Okay, number 6. And I think most likely all of us are sick and tired of this at this point because we've been bombarded for the last couple of years, probably the last 5 years, and it's getting worse and worse and worse. Number 6 is, of course, AI-generated slop. I'm sick and tired of it already. They keep saying it's getting better. It's getting worse, okay? It's getting worse. And the reason it's getting worse is because, at least in the old days, I could quickly tell if it was AI right off the bat or not. Now they're getting they're getting better at fooling people into thinking it's a real person. And therein lies the problem. People take this stuff up, they lap it up like it's true and factual because an authoritative voice said it on the internet. There's a lot of soft heads out there, and I bet you know some in your family that would lap that AI slop up just like just like a couple of hungry hogs out there. Try finding a review on anything. Go type in, a review on a DeWalt drill or something like that you're fixing to buy, or you just bought or something, right? And you want to know what other people think about it. You're going to have to look through several. At the beginning, they're going to show you 10 best drills of 2025. And you click on it, it's AI slop. I'm sick and tired of it, man. I wish there was some way to block, but unlike some of the other channels, I don't really know that there is a way to block channels out here on YouTube. Maybe there is. Let me know if you know of a way. And that's funny. I didn't intend it this way, but that's a perfect segue into this next one. Number 7, corporate shill review videos. How many times have you been looking for that product, whatever, the DeWalt drill or mini excavator or whatever it is, and the person that's telling you about the product, and they're all in love with it because they were given the product for free. And they were told that, hey, if you want us to keep giving you products, you better give us a stellar review and make a killer video with lots of eyeballs. If you do that, we'll keep sending you free shit. I mean, it doesn't take a rocket surgeon to figure out that that's the formula of a lot of these bigger channels, okay? And they are heavily promoted by YouTube for some reason. And again, you're going to have, I don't care who you are, if somebody sends you something for free to review, you're going to look at it through a different lens than you would have if you had to spend your hard-earned cash on that thing. So, and I'm not saying I would never do a video like that if someone sent me a product, but what I am saying is that they would have to know, if I was going to review their product, that I was going to give it a full, authentic, realistic review based on the findings of the equipment they sent me. Not some, oh yeah, here, read this thing. And that's just a problem, man. And I just thought of something else I wanted to say. We're going all the way back to number 1. So number 1, ads. Remember that? I was bitching about ads. Well, guess what? One of the things that just, really grinds my gears is when somebody like Sean Ryan or Tucker Carlson show, some of these bigger shows, Tim Pool has started doing it recently. So not only do you have to watch YouTube's pre-selected over-the-top ads, they're going to do a mid-roll ad read in the middle of the show. And some of them are quite long, okay? And I usually just skip through them if I can, but to me, that's, I don't know, if you're doing a mid-roll ad read in your, so like you're doing a live ad read. So like Dr. Scholl's is the best freaking foot thing there is, right? You put that in your shoe, your foot won't hurt anymore. If I was to start doing that sort of stuff, that is a live mid-roll ad read. And a lot of these people want you to do that sort of stuff. And they have a script, okay? And you better read it. And you better not say what your real opinions are if you have something that's different to say, or else, obviously you lose that sponsorship. So I don't like corporate shill review videos because they're not authentic. They're not honest. Oftentimes they're not even very long term. A lot of times these guys are getting this equipment in, they're testing it and then sending it back. So they're not even using it for a year or whatever before they're telling you to go out and buy it. That's a problem. Number 8, intros. Okay. I don't know when it started, but I'm going to guess it was probably about 2010, 2012. I started seeing these more popular YouTube channels. Every single one of them felt like they had to have this, like a supercut thing, where they make a supercut of all their other videos and everything cool they ever did, right? And they compress it down to like, I don't know, some of them are as short as 30 seconds. Most of, I've seen some that are like a minute and a half long, and I'm like, you know, I got to go, man. I want to learn how to, you know, change this transmission part out or whatever. And you're showing me a, you know, a minute and a half intro video or what. It's just, these people, you can kind of tell, who has their heads puffed up and who doesn't. You know, there's a lot of people out there on YouTube, that they've just, they've puffed themselves up so much that they think they're real celebrities, okay? And you better treat them as such. I mean, we're not watching primetime TV here. Stop with the lame, long-ass intros. I think we're all sick and tired of them. If you want to do like a 10-second intro, I guess that's cool. You know, whatever. Just one single thing that shows your graphic, maybe a tiny bit of music. It's even better if you play the music yourself, but hardly anyone does that anymore. But anyway, my point is, stop it, YouTube creators, with the stupid long-ass intros. We're all sick and tired of them. Show us a cool video. Maybe we'll come back and click on your next one. And, you know, along the same lines, I kind of stopped doing it for the most part. I'm not saying I've never done it, but I try very hard not to ask people to like, share, and subscribe, because I think we're all sick and tired of hearing it. We all pretty much know how the YouTube thing works. If we like your video, we can click that button. If not, you know, and the thumbs down thing, just a little mini rant here. They shouldn't have gotten rid of the thumbs downs, because that's how we knew if a video was trash or not. Moving on, number 9. Oh man, this one grinds my gears too. YouTube celebrities, okay? And it kind of ties in with the last one. You know, these people that get their heads all puffed up and they think they're 10 feet tall because they had a viral video once or twice, right? And some of these people, I mean, I'm not going to deny it. Some of these people have the ability to make multiple viral videos and then they get rich, like the Paul brothers, Jake and Logan Paul, I think's his name. They had big success several years ago until one of them, I don't remember which one, went over to the Japanese forest, the suicide forest in Japan. Hopefully I can say that without getting my video banned. Anyway, they went over there, took some inappropriate videos and pictures, shared them on YouTube, got in big trouble, but instead of getting banned, YouTube promoted them to the top. Isn't that interesting? Depends who you are and what viewpoint you're pushing and promoting. But you got people like Jake Paul, you know, I think he's the one that's all into the boxing and stuff now. And they promote that crap as if he's the next Mike Tyson or something. Even though, yeah, I know he fought Mike Tyson and he supposedly won, but he wouldn't have won if Mike Tyson was in his prime, okay? He's an old man now. Not to say I'd want to fight him. And I'm not saying that Jake Paul or whatever his name is not a good fighter. He may be, but the way he's promoted is like he's great. And I can tell you this, he's not great. Whistling Diesel is another one that just these YouTube celebrities that I just, when I see them or I hear them, I'm just like, oh, like chalkboard, like fingernails on a chalkboard, okay? Whistling Diesel, I just don't like the guy. I can tell I wouldn't like the guy in real life. He's never been, I mean, I'm sure that's a character he's playing. But maybe not. Maybe that's really him, but I don't think so. I think that's a character he's playing. And he's clearly, you know, a pretty well-to-do kid to be able to treat things the way he treats them. I don't have any respect for somebody that doesn't have respect for really, really expensive things that, I mean, like, you know, destroying these cars and stuff, right? Some of these cars are enough money that you could feed an entire family for probably 5 years or something. I mean, so it's his money, it's his stuff to do what he wishes with, and it's made him a great amount of more money, but I am repulsed by it. I don't like it. Mr. Beast, kind of the same thing. He's the #1 most popular YouTuber, and I don't get it at all. I don't get it at all, okay? It's just like some things make sense, other things don't make sense, and this makes no sense. PewDiePie is another one. And the list goes on and on and on. All right, number 10. We're almost done here. This one really, really bugs me, and it's been a continuing problem here to the point where I've asked myself multiple times, do I want to continue to put content on YouTube? It's the shadow ban. Okay, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, you've never heard, I'm sure you've heard of it, but Basically, it's where creators, they put up videos and YouTube won't even promote them to their own subscribers. It doesn't matter how many subscribers you have. They won't even show your subscriber list, your videos, okay? Whether they click the bell or not, they'll unsubscribe people. Here's one way to tell if a channel has been shadow banned. You go into the search engine, okay, the search bar up there at the top. And when you try typing in their channel, like my channel, go try it. Type in the hands-on channel and see how many words you have to type in before they autofill for you. That's how you can tell not only the popularity of a channel, but how deep the shadow banning goes, okay? If they make you write every single letter and they still won't show you the channel, that means they're heavily shadow banned. Go try it out. I think you'll be surprised. And then type in somebody that you don't think is shadow banned just to see the difference, okay? They don't promote the banned content, even to your subscribers. I said it twice because I think that's really important. These people clicked subscribe because they wanted to see more of your content. And YouTube has decided they will not see that content. Very Orwellian, and YouTube ought to stop it right now, but they're not gonna. Number 11. And this is sort of the same thing. It's just censorship in general. So over the years, many of my favorite channels, okay, just off the top of my head, Alex Jones, Chris Ann Hall, who else? Stefan Molyneux. He's back now. Stefan Molyneux is back on YouTube. So I don't know what happened, but they eventually allowed him to come back on. But like Chris Ann Hall, she had a medical degree and she was criticizing some of the COVID stuff, and they took the channel down. But censorship is over the top. And we're going to finish the video talking about that because it's probably the worst part about YouTube. I couldn't even give you a number if I tried on how many of my favorite channels have been banned over the years, but I'm sure it's more than 30. And the common thread was they were all conservative-leaning, right-leaning people, okay? That's why they got banned. And honestly, if I thought about the gun channels, it would probably immediately push that up into the 80s, I'm guessing. So, yeah, probably at least 50 some odd gun channels have just disappeared because YouTube suddenly decided they didn't like that content. It was good one day, and then one day it wasn't. They've tried to remove my channel. It was nearly removed. I mean, I came to the razor's edge multiple times for my anti-establishment viewpoints and opinions during the COVID, okay? You can't talk back against the establishment. If you do, they'll kick you off their platform. And they'll say things like, well, this is not about free speech because this is our private company. You have no right. Go make your own. And then people will go make their own and they'll get censored in a different way. That whole platform will get censored. It's just, it's Orwellian. Another thing I've noticed that I'm not a big fan of, and I get it why people are doing it, but I don't like it. And I don't like it when I catch myself doing it either. It's this coded language that many users or many creators are using to avoid these censors, such as unalived. Oh my God, I hate unalived. That's the one that probably drives me the most nuts. But they're starting to say things like PDF file instead of, the one, pedo. Maybe that's safe. I don't know. SA I believe it's for sexual assault. I'm going to say it. Probably get my video shadow banned. Who knows? The small hats, the small hats. They'll say things like that. The J's when they're criticizing certain people from Israel and stuff like that. It's just, I hate it. I hate it. And none of us should put up with it. But we do. We keep coming back. We keep coming back for more. And YouTube knows that, see? So they don't have to change a damn thing. I wish I had some solutions to all these problems. But guys, that's going to conclude my annual airing of the grievances for 2025 against YouTube. They've made a lot of bad moves. I wish they would straighten out and kind of get back to the idea of individuals creating content and sharing content online, not AI slop, not, a platform to put your 47 ads on, just people able to exchange ideas and have fun doing it. It used to be a lot more fun before I had to fight the censors. I know that. Anyway, guys, I appreciate you tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the video. Think about it. If you want to see more videos, you know what to do. Anyway, I stand for liberty to the bitter end. I hope you do too.